You want some makeup? Or
well, because my skin, well, as long as my waves showing, I'm cool.
Yeah, your waves look good, man. Your waves look good. I'm getting seasick. That's how good. There you go. That's GQ right there, Nate. All right, we good. All right, Nate, how important are the fundamentals of boxing?
Fundamentals are very important. Without the fundamentals, you know, if you wasn't, anybody that's fundamentally sound in whatever sport they do or whatever they do in life, fundamentals are the key. Being fundamental, everybody that's fundamentally sound in whatever sport they do go the farthest. Peyton Manning, Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather, James Tony, the fundamentally sound people is very important. So fundamentals are the key to anything that you do. Fundamentals are the key.
Talk to me about balance.
Well, you know, balance is so key because how good is your left hook if you're leaning too much to your right? How good is your right hand if your feet too wide? How good is your roll if your feet too close? Fundamental and balance are the key. Balance, fundamentals starts with the feet. I teach the feet first because without the feet, you'll be a wheelchair champion. The feet are the most important things in boxing. I teach the feet before I teach the hands. It's very important.
What do you mean by wheelchair champion?
Well, what I mean, if you didn't have legs, if two fighters didn't have their legs to work, they'll fight in a wheelchair. I was no disrespect, but I was meaning that if your legs weren't there, you have to do it in a wheelchair. The legs are the key to anything you do. Football, baseball, boxing, fundamentals are the key, your legs.
How important is the heel and the toe when you're punching and moving forward?
Very important because when you're going forward and you use your heel and your toe, it keeps you balanced. It helps you organize. When you shoot your jab, you start off with your heel. By the time your toe lands, the right hand should be landing. So it just helps you keep you organized and throwing a punch correctly. And when you go into the right, most right-handed fighters can't move to their right comfortably as they should. Most left-handed fighters can't move to their left because it's awkward. That's why I show a fighter when I'm training them from the beginning how to move to their right, and I do mostly stuff to the right more than the left because the right side for right-handed fighters I need it more.
Why do right-handers need to move to the right more?
Right-handers need to move to the right more because it's awkward for them. To have your power hand moving to the right, it just very uncomfortable because you're used to, a lot of right-handed fighters like to move to their left. A lot of southpaws like to move to their right. But moving the opposite way, you have to keep that organized and keep it fundamentally sound because that's the harder side for you. The opposite side for the southpaw is the left-hand side, and the hard side for the right-handed fighter is the right side. So you just have to keep it even and keep it fundamentally sound.
What happens if a fighter crosses their feet?
When a fighter crosses his feet, it paralyzes them for a while. They can't roll, they can't respond, they can't punch, they can't slip, they can't counter. When your feet are together, you are paralyzed. Until you separate them again and keep them as wide as your shoulders, your feet should be as wide as your shoulders. Not wide in your shoulders, I mean you're too wide. As wide as your shoulders. If your feet not as wide as your shoulders, you're unfundamentally sound right to respond and throw a lot of good punches.
What's more important, feet or hands?
Feet.
And why?
Feet are more important than hands because how good is your punch? How good is your hand if your feet not right? It starts with the foundation. If your legs not right, how good your right hand gonna be? If your feet too wide, how good your left hook gonna be? How good your jab gonna be if your feet too wide? So let's start with the feet. Once the feet are right, then the hands can be right. But you gotta start with the feet first.
Jones, pimp for Cabrini Green. What's up, dog?
What's up, brother? What's happening, man?
What's up, man? Talk to me about Spence Porter, man. It's coming up this weekend. That's the fight everybody want to see. What does Nate Jones think about it?
I really do believe that Spence gonna have his way with Porter. I think Spence is much smarter. Spence can box a little better than what people think. He can sit down, he can punch. I think Porter is a good fighter as well. He can box a little bit. He can do it all as well, but his is all over the place. Spence is more control, like he know what he's doing, more fundamental. I think he's gonna run into some big shots. I see him knocking him out.
You see him knocking Porter out.
I do believe I believe Spence could knock him out.
Do you think it's an early stoppage or late stoppage?
I think if he do stop him, it'll be after 6 rounds.
After 6. So
adding
late.
up to those punches, the combinations, and jabs. I think once he hit him and buzz him, switch to the body, and hit him up top, I think he'll put that stuff together and miss to get him out.
Is there any scenario where you see Sean Porter winning?
Yeah, I can see I can see Porter doing something weird like a headbutt and the fight getting very nasty. If something big happens early, where it's a cut and make the fight changes, I do believe that's the only way I can see Porter winning. If it's a big cut or a big foul or something done, I don't know if it's illegal or legally, anything can be done. If something get done that hurt Spence's performance, I can see Porter beating him big, and that's the only way.
So you're saying Porter needs a foul to win? Porter needs a headbutt to win?
Yeah, a headbutt or some freaky to happen.
But off sheer boxing,
Spence all the way to the board. Spence better boxer, better puncher, better technical fighter. You know what I'm saying? I respect Porter and his dad, but Spence is the truth. Spence will knock him out, I do believe, but then definitely beat him.
do you see Porter giving Spence any trouble besides the headbutt?
No. I think it's gonna be all over the place. I think Spence is gonna just get prepared. As long as he lock in, because Porter's locking in. Porter is doing his homework. I respect that. I like what I seen in the pre-fight, interviews and all that. I like how he's been training, but if Spence steps it up as well, Spence will dominate.
You say you like how Porter's been training. What has it been about his training?
He's just been doing a lot of things. He been doing a lot of things. He doing whatever it takes to win. Like he going to pass the limit. He's working hard, and that's the thing. One thing you can do when your skills can't beat his skills, I think your work ethic. He's working very hard, and with that, sometimes pays off.
So skill-wise, you think he's totally outmatched?
Yes.
Power-wise?
Yes.
Speed-wise?
Yes.
But
no, speed-wise, they're both about the same in speed, but he's not outmatched with the speed, but he's outmatched with the fundamentals, with the boxing ability, with the power, with the body shots, and knowing what you're doing to the body. Like, Porter threw a lot of reckless, wild shots. Dude do more efficient shots to the body. You know what he's doing. He more
better punch place.
Better punch place all the way around the board.
What do you see Spence going after this? Everyone speaks about him fighting Crawford, but in all likelihood, that ain't gonna happen unless one of them change promoters, and I don't see that happening.
I don't see. You say Spence?
Yeah, they want to fight Crawford.
That's gonna be advantage, right? That's gonna be the fight of the year. I hope it happens. The world want to see that.
But promoter-wise, this ain't happening.
It's gotta happen. The world want to see it.
The world want to see it, but he's with Top Rank and he's with PBC.
So they can't come together and put it together?
Have they come together on anything else?
They have to with this one. The world's gonna want to see it. It's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna make both of the managers and promoters money. The fight's gonna make a lot of money. The world want to see that. You can't let a fight like that slip away.
You can't let it slip away, but I mean, in theory, Spence has a lot of other options. You got Thurman, he could fight this with PBC. You have Danny Garcia. You have Ugas. I mean, they got a lot of welters on PBC where they could literally starve Crawford out. So why?
But what?
You know what I'm saying? They don't really have to.
Why
fight.
would you let this fight slip away? The world want to see it. It's gonna make a lot of money. It's gonna change both of their lives. It's the world have to see it. Don't prolong it for a long time. I want it to happen soon.
Why? I don't know. But a lot of promoters try to keep things in house these days.
Yeah, well, I know how that goes, but I want to see the fight. You want to see it too, right?
Definitely want to see that fight.
So,
How do you see that fight going? Break that one down for me.
I like I'm edging Crawford a little bit. Just a little bit.
Why's that?
Because I think Crawford is better brain-wise, and I also think Crawford is more physically stronger than what people think. Crawford is physically strong, and Crawford is very smart. So I think that's going to play a very good part in the fight because he's very smart. He's very technical. He box both sides. I just edge. It's a very close fight. I see Crawford winning by 1 point.
1 point.
1 point.
Wow, you're gonna give him a round.
I mean, the fight's gonna be close, man. I think it's gonna be real technical. Earl has more power, but I think Spence is much stronger than what people think. I think he boxes a little bit better.
How do you think Crawford matches up against Porter?
That'll be. I think that'll be more of a dangerous fight. Styles make fights. I think Crawford and Spence will be a more dangerous fight for Crawford. Porter fight, that could be a very, very even fight. Because I don't think he has enough power to keep him off him. But he has enough boxing ability. I think that's a more of a tougher fight for Crawford than it will be for Spence. But I see Spence. I see Crawford edging out Spence in a very close fight. If he win by 1 point, he can also lose by 1 point. So the fight can go either way, but I'm very little edging Crawford in that fight.
Who has the most dog in him out of those three?
They all do.
Who got the most dog when it comes to that bite down, fight through it, shortness of breath? You did? Who got the most Nate Jones in him?
Who got the most bite? Porter may show it more, but I think Earl has it more. He's short in other ways. He's short more than just physical. He's short more than technology, like his skills, his smarts. He has more bite. I'm gonna give it to Spence.
Over Crawford and Porter.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little edge.
Now, how much does bite account for a fighter being successful? That grit, that will.
Very, very important. You gotta have a will to win. If you don't have a will to win, you won't win. But grit is a very important part of winning, but it also gotta be with smarts. And also have to be with slickness. And you have to mix it up with the right time. Sometimes you use your grit, sometimes you use your smart. And in fights you may use different shit. Maybe after the 6th round you use your smarts. Use your grit in the beginning. It depends on, if they know how to challenge it and challenge it the right way, when you use the grit, when you use the smarts, when you use the skills. You gotta mix that shit up.
Do you feel like that grit is missing in this era? I remember you were doing an interview with you and we were talking about Keith Thurman about that, and you said he's missing that.
He's missing it. Thurman is definitely missing. A lot of fighters are missing it.
Do you think it's just him or this era?
This era, they may talk more than they're walking. Walking how you talking, they do the opposite. They talking how they walking. You know what I'm saying? They do it backwards. And I think with this era and social media and everybody doing this show, I just did 10 miles, telling all their business. I just think this era got softer.
What do you think about Keith Thurman? He's out again because of a hand injury. Do you think he'll be an elite welterweight moving forward?
No.
No?
He'll be in the top 5, top 6, but never past that. He'll be like in the number 7, number 6, but he ain't going farther than that. And then he may decline. Someone young may come up and he drop the 8th or 9th. I see his decline coming. You know what I mean?
Who would you say is the king of the hill now at welterweight?
Earl Spencer Crawford.
Earl Spencer Crawford. And where does your man fit in? I'm hearing about him coming back, fighting Pacquiao, this, that, the other, that, exhibition, this, that, and other.
Whatever Floyd decides to do. Yeah, Floyd can. I mean, it's, of course, Crawford and Spencer be a dangerous fight. Porter be a dangerous fight. But Floyd has the skills and the brain to do it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta hurry up because he's getting older and older. If he don't do it now, then don't ever do it. Like he need to fight like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Get whatever you're gonna get out fight, make the fight happen, do the fight and get it over with. If he got maybe 1 or 2 more fights left, and that's it, leave it alone. Because he's getting up in age and you know he made his money, made his run. Do what you can and leave it alone.
He decides to come back today, be focused. Can he unify the welterweight division? One last hurrah.
It'll be very dangerous, but he can. But he has to be on top of his game. I mean, the odds for him to do that would be,
We talking about Pacquiao, Spence, Crawford.
the chance of him doing this is only maybe 50%. It was like 90 back in a couple of years ago, but now it's like maybe 50%. Because Crawford, Spence, and Porter is dangerous and young. And Floyd, you know, Father Time, caught up with him. He's up in age, and I don't see if he don't, he can do it because I believe in him. I think he's capable of pulling another hurrah out, but he has to do it real soon. The more the time go past, less chances he got.